tires at the moment. They think there's a possibility. They've dropped one.
I mean, look at that pit stop, 26, 27 seconds. I mean, this is twice the length that a pit stop should take. He's going to lose almost 2 laps on this pit stop. Plus, he's got to be careful, maintain 45 miles an hour leaving pit road.
Now, one of the things I used to fuss at Jeff about, do not bring me in the pit under green when somebody is in the pit box in front of us or behind us. I need to have a clear shot because it's so critical.
Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, he's leading the race. Bill Elliott, the 9 car, second. Casey Atwood, Kyle Petty, that's the top 4. Remember, this is cars that topped off after all the other cars were in, so they can run a little bit further, but we know they can make it on one more stop.
Earnhardt Jr. restarted 16th at lap 278, and he now is the leader. Bill Elliott second.
But the problem is, Darrell, he's running 3280s. These guys that pitted, Mark Martin, those guys, they're running 3140s and 50s.
Oh, yeah, he better not stay out there too long.
But he needs to get to his fuel window. Matt Kenseth.
Robbie Gordon has made a pit stop. So has Jeff Green. Casey Atwood now third. Riding with Casey. And the black flag is out for Kurt Busch.
So his troubles continued.
Oh, yeah, I mean, when that happened, I mean, he went through the pit. His crew was out in the middle of pit road. They were scattered everywhere. Ruined his whole night, Steve.
DW, Bill Elliott into the attention of his crew. Right side tires going on. Cleaning the windshield for Bill Elliott. Make sure he can see for the closing lap. No other chassis adjustments. Left side tires now going on the 9 car for Bill Elliott. His service is complete. Let's go to Matt Yocum.
And Steve, the Budweiser number Chevy, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will make what will be more than likely his last stop unless we get another caution. He can go the distance on this last stop. Remember, they came in and topped off on lap 272. Junior says the car is good on entry, but tight in the center like most everyone else tonight. Let's see if Jeff Clark makes a wedge adjustment. He did have the wedge wrench in hand as he puts the second can of gas in. The left side tires are going on. Tony Jr. hits the clutch, and he is good to go.
Well, Kurt Busch troubles will continue on. They had the penalty for the tire rolling across. He was too fast leaving, so he now has to do a drive-through down pit road. He don't have to stop at his pits, but he has to run down pit road 45 miles an hour.
Casey Atwood, he stalled his car and he couldn't get it started. The crew had to push him. He's slow off pit lane.
There's the pass-through right there, 45 miles an hour. You have to make sure you don't speed again. But all those cars I talked about, Kyle Petty, Casey Atwood, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr., they all made their stops. And Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car, as he puts Dale Jarrett, the 88 car, down a lap, he's back in the lead.
Now here's what happened to Kurt Busch for the original infraction. There it goes. There goes the tire. And one of the officials catches it, but it's out of the pit box. And that's it.
Costly mistake. We're from leading the race, so he's going to be about 3 laps down now.
Jimmy Johnson is back to the front with 60 laps, 90 miles to go.
But it's looking like we will.
Thousands of wannabes will sing for the chance to become a star. But in
Fox welcomes you back. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. And crazy things happen when a full moon is out. That's not something you're going to hear on the Crank It Up CD, although Jimmy Johnson has been cranking it up. He has really dominated, leading the most laps. And our Visa race summary, after 345 laps, we've had 11 leaders, 20 lead changes, 8 cautions for 44 laps, and the average green speed 170 miles per hour. Jeff Hammond, the 334 lap mark was the 500-mile mark of this race, and this being the longest race of the NASCAR season. The driver leading at the 500-mile mark has failed to win the last 4 races here, but Jimmy Johnson is trying to change that.
I know he's trying to change it, Chris, but I think he may be in trouble because of this fuel mileage alone. But a lot of crew chiefs right now have just taken a real deep breath, and they're going to be holding over the next 100 miles, trying to make sure that their car makes it this final 100 miles. It's going to be very important. And I believe Matt Yocum got some more information on Jimmy Johnson. Well, Chad Canals continues to crunch the numbers of 2-time Coca-Cola
Daytona 600 winner when he was with the 24 team, continues to crunch the numbers on the calculator. They've now told Jimmy, you need to start backing off. You need to start backing off and conserve fuel. Chris?
Well, the wear and tear, we've had only 3 engine failures here, and of course the 1-engine rule this year, the most engine failure in races this season, 5 at Rockingham, Atlanta, and California. I think the 97 car just blew up.
Yeah, they said he had trouble when he came in. He's starting to show a little bit of smoke right there, but I know when they were talking about, he said he had a vibration or thought he was losing a cylinder, and this is when you'll start to see it, is that final 100 miles right there usually gets the guys in trouble. Plus, he may have been a little bit excited coming out of the pits that last time, and it may have done some damage to the engine, too.
And after coming from the back of the pack twice and being near the top, he was almost ready to make as great a comeback as the Lakers did Sunday night, who came back from 24 down to beat the Kings in the NBA playoffs.
It really is. It's very disheartening because he did. He had a great race, and, you know, it looked like he could possibly challenge Jimmy Johnson tonight, and that was really going to be spectacular if he could have come from the back twice and put a challenge on to win.
Still 4 of the top 5 are Fords, but the leader is in a Chevy, and that's Jimmy Johnson. Let's go back upstairs.
Yeah, the 97 car is down on the cylinder. I mean, he's slowed on the straightaway. He's still getting through the turns all right, but he's lost his cylinder for sure.
Yeah, it actually started happening before that sequence of pit stops. Now, he may have not helped it any by no means by turning a lot of RPMs, but it was starting to slow on the straightaway before that first green flag set of pit stops a while ago.
He was wounded, and he just went on and put her out of her misery.
Well, now Jimmy Johnson made a pit stop with 104 miles to go. Is that within range?
That's close. That's 69 laps. But what I like about where he's sitting, we have 50 laps to go, and as Mark Martin just passed Matt Kenseth for second, we know Matt Kenseth has to stop again. And Jimmy Johnson has almost a 6-second lead on Mark Martin. There, what you do with that driver is you keep him posted. You slow him down, but you keep him posted where the second place car is, where you can help him conserve that fuel by backing off early, picking the throttle up a little later.
Yeah, I would normally, it depends on how much they're going to, how short they're going to come up. If it's 10 or 12 laps or so, you just got to go on and try to get as far ahead as you can, make as good a stop as you can, and hope everybody else has to stop behind you. But if it's going to be close and you slow him down, back him up, you can get 2 or 3 laps, but you can't get 10 or 12.
Well, here's the math. Jimmy Johnson has to go 104 miles. These cars hold 22 gallons of fuel. If they get an average of 4.5 miles per gallon, he's 5 miles short. He's got to be getting better than 4.5 to make it.
Yeah, that's one of the things you always like to do is to know that you have maybe a little bit more in that tank than you're supposed to have. And that's just by wear and tear of a 500-mile race, 600-mile race tonight. I always like to, I called Jeff, said, "Did you get it full?" And he said, "No, we just got 2 cans in it." That was insurance.
Here's our battle for 6 right here. Jeff Gordon in the 24, Michael Waltrip in the 15. And I tell you, Michael, he's been hanging out in that top 10 all day, all night long.
In the back straightaway, I think that's Stacy Compton, very slow. And is he going to make it to pit road?
I don't know, he just looks like a left side tire. He just come out of the pits. But Nick, following up a little bit on Michael, he told me he was going to run good tonight. He's told me that before, but I'm going to tell you, he passed Gordon, and he's been up there in the top 10 all night, and he's doing a great job. I'm proud of him tonight.
Stacy Compton will make it to pit road, so we'll stay green with no problem.
Whoa, buddy, whoa! Now that's loose right there. That's coming. That's push loose. Had the wheels cut to the left, in the throttle, back in comes around. Snaps around.
And that's where Gordon went by him. Then he repassed Jeff Gordon, and that's why 6th and 7th place has been changing hands.
He was up on the wheel then.
Caution is out. Ride with Jimmy Johnson and see why.
Got the 23 car there in front of him. Hutch Strickland. Get off into the 3rd turn here. Whoa.
No. Stay up there. Stay up there. Stay up there. Right here in front of you. Come on, baby. Come on. Awesome job, Jimmy. Awesome job, buddy.
What a great job by that spotter.
See if Strickland got, down on the flat.
Yeah. He came up in front of Johnson. But I'll tell you, normally that car would have gone up, hit that outside retaining wall right in front of Jimmy Johnson.
I mean, both those guys did
nowhere to go.
Well of a job.
And Strickland was the 15th place car. He was having a good run.
He was trying to stay on the lead lap.
What you see right here is strategy is over with. Everybody to pit road, everybody on lead lap, 4 tires full of fuel, Dick Berger.
And Matt Kenseth needed that yellow flag badly. He could not have made it all the way on fuel. They're going to put just 1 can in, hoping that's going to tighten the car up, make the chassis just right. It will be a 4-tire change for the run to the end. To Steve.
Dick, Ricky Craven needed his too. They get a track bar adjustment for him. He had gotten loose. 4 tires for Ricky Craven. Let's go to Matt.
Jimmy Johnson needed to back up about 1.5 feet in his pit stall. The guys around the left side, Chris Anderson, the 7th grade school teacher, big 1 pump on that jack. And he is now down and away. They made an air pressure adjustment. Loses a lot of position on pit road. Made an air pressure adjustment in the right rear. He felt like he needed a little more help because it was going to be a shorter run.
Well, I know he's got a fast race car, but he went from about 1st to 10th. But there's the man that won the battle off pit road, Mark Martin, in that 6 car. Those boys came through when they needed to.
Little mistakes. Matt, did Jimmy just overshoot his pit? Matt Yoakum?
Mike, just barely.
It's been a problem down there all night for him. It seemed like he wants to get in there. He's coming all the way to the end of pit road, carrying a little speed in there, trying to make up time. Hurt him that time.
So Jimmy Johnson, who has dominated this race, has just put himself in a hole once again. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jared.
Hey. Laps to go here. It's going to be tough to get back to the front.
But he's going to restart 9th, but because of the lap cars, he's like restarting this race in 18th position, outside 9th row. But you know, that's where he had to restart that Winston the other night, too, after winning that 2nd segment.
But he only came back to 5th
Only came
place.
back to 5th.
That's about as good as he's going to do tonight. That
There's
6
your
car
clock,
may just check out on all of them right here, boys.
And look how far back Johnson is on the restart because he overshot his pit.
Green flag.
All the way back from that leader.
Well, Bill Elliott spun the tires, and Jimmy's going to get by him real easy.
You can pass to the right-hand side until you get to the start-finish line. Then they're back to racing. Pass them anywhere.
Bill jumped sideways on that restart. Had to get out of the gas. Jimmy took advantage of on the outside. That helped him a little bit.
Johnson has a long way to go and just 57 miles to get there.
And has lap cars to deal with along with lead lap cars.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Mark Martin really didn't need to see that yellow flag come out because he's one of the drivers who had enough fuel to go all the way to the end of this race. Martin has won a dozen times here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. In IROC, the Busch Series, Winston Cup. Tonight, on top of the box, Ben Leslie, his crew chief, has never won anywhere as a crew chief. He has just told his driver, cinch him up, you are the best there are on a short run like this. To Steve Burns.
Well, Dick, Ricky Rudd, the new Ironman, they came in, they had a tremendous pit stop, didn't make any chassis adjustments, 4 tires. He is running 2nd, Matt Yoakum.
Steve, on his previous stop, Jeff Gordon, a 3-time Coke 600 winner. His crew made an air pressure adjustment, 1 pound in the right rear. He was tight on this last stop, down on the track bar. Gordon says his car loose at the beginning of the run, but it gets better and better. Will it be good enough to get him his 4th 600 victory? That we'll have to wait and see.
You want to see the difference in the beginning of the race and down here near the end of the race? Watch that 17 car. When he sticks it right in under that 28 car, it makes the pass.
Racetrack has lots of grip, and boy, what an up and down 100 laps for Matt Kenseth. Remember, he was on pit road at lap 307 with a tire problem, went a lap and a half down. He needed that caution flag white go, and now he's up here running in 2nd, running his teammate down.
And the other thing about it, how many times have we seen that 24 get back in traffic and he can't go anywhere? Jimmy Johnson's back in traffic. Guess what?
Arrow push.
Can't go anywhere with his arrow push.
He's only moved up 1 position. That was on the restart past Bill Elliott.
That's right. Those cars seem to really be fast out in clean air, but they seem to really struggle in traffic.
Now here's where Johnson can do some catching up because he can get clean air over that nose. And aerodynamically, that'll help the car stick. If he's up behind another car, aerodynamically, the car will not get the downforce and it'll push up the racetrack.
Well, he's sitting on a hot stove.
Yes.
I can tell you that. They just better hope that he doesn't sweat too much.
33 laps to go.